Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting edition of Pardon Our Picks, where perfection is a work in progress. I'm your host, Sam. Alongside me is the great crew that I work with every day. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing well. We're here. It's Tuesday. I guess we can't hide when we film these when we're doing them live, right? But yeah, doing well. It's Tuesday, Friday part 2, however you want to call it. Good first weekend of football. Got some surprises, got some good news, got some bad news. So we're here, right? Let's see how we keep going, keep moving forward. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm excited about the return of an old veteran. Sammy, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing just fine.
Doing just fine. That's right. Getting it all good in school?
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. He was excited to come back, and I think we're excited to have him. You know, maybe we pull in a little bit of that younger demographic.
Really reaching there.
Yes, I'm reaching for all kinds of stuff, including our sponsors tonight, the Aardvark Concepts Incorporated, more than just a sign shop. Check them out for all your sign and decal needs. And, of course, Into Deep of Maryland, check out their Facebook page to get an idea of where their next show is going to be. And when, of course, because that's important, too. Speaking of important, we have breaking news. Okay. Somebody hurt themselves in week 1.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Quite a few people when the 49ers got hurt. How do you feel about that?
I don't feel like it's good enough.
I think you're right. That's not good at all. George Kittle, of course, placed on IR today, and with Brock Purdy possibly missing next week and Juwan Jennings day to day, that could be a big blow in my opinion. But I gotta find out from the crew. What do you guys think? Jessica?
It's a sad, sad day. I love Kittle. Brock Purdy, yeah, he's cool and all, but they're already suffering so many injuries on their team. So he was really what they needed to stay healthy, and they're using CMC like a workhorse. So I don't think it's going to bode well for them.
I mean, I agree. It's hard to see this team if Brock Purdy cannot play and they're down his 2 top weapons and CMC's leg, which is essentially paper mache at this point, of this team making a deep run. I mean, the pedigree is there. It's just, are these players who are backups going to be good enough? And they're playing a couple of middling teams in their next couple of games, so it'll really see. But I don't have high hopes for this team if they can't stay healthy.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying. I mean, it's just agreeing, right? So he's one of their better receivers, the only one I can really name off the top of my head. I just looked. The earliest he can come back is week 6. So we'll see if they can just hold on. I don't know what their schedule is. I don't know how hard a schedule they have. But it's just going to be that much harder without your receiver.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an issue going forward. Quite frankly, the next couple of weeks, George Kittle, I mean, he's a huge part of that offense. Juwan Jennings hasn't been for the past couple of weeks, but Brock Purdy, of course, he's their quarterback. And sitting behind him is the Mac attack, Mac Jones. Quite frankly, they probably a step down. We haven't seen him in San Francisco, so we don't 100% know, but we kind of know because Mac Jones is Mac Jones. But that being said, let's get into our standings.
Can I do it?
You can do it. Go ahead and click it. Click.
I'm afraid. There
you go.
Woo!
That's right. So,
all because Jess changed her pick at the last second.
Which one did I change?
I think was it which one did we talk about, Brady? Was it her Minnesota pick? There's one of those you changed that you had the same as the rest of us, and then you changed that, and that gave you
No,
that
I think
one
she
extra
got us
point.
on the Chargers game. I think everybody picked KC,
Oh, yeah.
and she picked the Chargers.
Right.
Yeah, because I went back and I was gonna change one of them, and then I was like, I do not want to hear crap, even though normally I don't care. So if I did change one, I'd actually be surprised. But yeah, I had the Chargers over the Kansas City Chiefs, and let me just say, I loved that game for so many reasons. Tart is my boy. Okay, first of all, I love that big man. He was just in every defensive play. He was getting his hand on the ball. Like he made a mistake, but one of the times. But oh my god, I loved watching him. And then, and then like also the Kansas City Chiefs just like throwing fits. Like I mean, you've got Kelsey who like pushes the coach when he gets angry, or is yelling at his teammates, or is headbutting them. It's nuts. So I liked it. I was happy.
Yeah, I think we all kind of were happy to see them get knocked down a peg. So, and what about the receiver out there? I mean, I think it's the rookie, right? 2
Oh
touchdowns?
man, Johnston.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so fun to watch. And then on the defensive side, Jackson was actually fun too. But Johnston really blew it up. Like I'm expecting people are going to be picking him up this week if they didn't already. But he looked great.
Yeah, he did look pretty. Tarek, what did you think about his looks? Was he pretty?
Oh, I couldn't watch the game. I was too busy looking right into his eyes. It was all I could do.
They were distracting as all get out. Sammy, was he distracting? Was he pretty? It's okay. So, still pretty close. The hamster, of course, he is just knocking the rust off, but he's going to be right back in it. I tell you what, he's going to win a week or two. I tell you. All right. Well, let's get into our pop panel game of the week, and what do we got?
We got Eagles versus Casey.
That's right. Eagles versus Kansas City. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and we'll start at the top. Our number one, Jessica, tell us what you think about this game.
God, I'll say I'm more interested in this game than I was come Super Bowl time earlier this year. That I felt like was the Super Bowl nobody really wanted except for Philly fans, but nobody really cares what they want. I think this might be a hot take, but I think I'm going with Kansas City on this one because Andy Reid does not usually lose back-to-back. I think after last week's display, and credit to Mahomes, he does hold it together even when his rest of his team is acting like children. The only thing that's keeping me I'm still on the fence, haven't fully decided, so put that out there, okay, in case it changes, is Xavier Worthy went out with a dislocated shoulder also from Kelsey running into him. So technically on paper, the Philadelphia Eagles, they're healthy. They have all their people that are ready to go. They should be putting up more points. I didn't think they looked that great. So I guess maybe I'm leaning towards the Eagles on this, but I would be surprised to watch Andy Reid lose 2 in a row.
I agree with Jess. I mean, the Eagles' offense last week didn't look like it was like fully operating on all cylinders. I mean, A.J. Brown didn't get a look until the fourth quarter. I mean, Devonta Smith had 3 catches. They were featuring the tight ends and Saquon Barkley, but Barkley really didn't he looked like he was going full gear, but he wasn't getting the blocks that he needed. And their defense lost Jalen Carter in the game early, so I think that kind of skewed Dallas's run game a little bit more. I am going with Philly on this one, though, because I feel like after that first week, they've knocked that rust off. And from what I saw out of the Chargers offense against Casey's secondary, I think if Philly can really tune in on the fact that, hey, we have 2 number 1 wide receivers, Kansas City's not going to be able to cover them as well. I think it's going to be another close game. I mean, these teams are perennial playoffs, but I think Philly is going to actually pull this one out. just because I think they're able to put the pieces together more than KC will be able to defend this week.
Yeah, so this one's interesting. Last couple of years, like I talk about this type of thing every year, it seems like, but you have certain teams you pick, like not playing the chalk as Sam says, but you have ones that are given, ones that are gimme, you go with it. And in years past, you kind of always pick the Chiefs because they tend to win most of the games. They fell behind 10-0 at first and never caught up last week. Philadelphia looked really good, and sneak peek for what we may have potential future content coming up, and who may be top teams of the league. Like Philadelphia ranks up there, right, with what they look like so far. I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm going with Jess. I expect that they're going to be able to pull it out. They have the experience from winning so many Super Bowls in the last couple of years that they should be able to rally. But this is going to, even if they do win, I think this is going to be a really hard game to play.
Sammy, what is your thoughts on this game?
Well, on my thoughts,
Yeah. Tell us about your thoughts.
so my thoughts were Eagles were actually, I think Eagles is at their home, but when we watched it, I was wrong.
He was wrong.
Sammy, don't you remember you used to pick because they're birds? You remember that?
Picadilly was a bird.
You used to make your picks. You would say, I'm going to go with the Eagles because they're birds.
They're birds.
Which
So
is
that's not
good.
why you're picking them now, is it?
Just go off the mascot. Who would win? A giant predator bird or a chief
Someone
with
with an arrow.
tomahawk?
So who's your pick? Who are you picking in this game?
Miss Carroll says pick the birds.
I think you picked the Eagles, didn't you?
I think I did.
He did pick the Eagles. So, from the perspective of the child,
Sam's having a stroke.
yeah. I can do that, guys. Anyway, I look at this game. The Eagles, they did not look great last week, but of course they were missing their interior defensive lineman from the spitting incident, Spitgate, if you will. Quite frankly, that was a big reason why Dallas in the first half was able to run the ball. They ran for 2 touchdowns, and quite frankly, Dallas shouldn't be able to run the ball on you right now. They are terrible. They have terrible running backs. So, and neither of these guys threw for over 200 yards. Just didn't happen. It was a rough watch. And quite frankly, in the first half, nobody was going to stop. There was no defense in the first half. They finally picked up the defense. Everybody decided, hey, we should probably play both sides of the ball. Kansas City, however, was kind of back and forth the entire time with the Chargers, and I think it was a big loss for them. I mean, the Chargers were not the better team last year. They come in there, they show that they can do it, and quite frankly, it's going to be a long season for the Chiefs. I have the Eagles winning this one, but obviously it could go either way. I can't pick the Chiefs right now. I don't feel like they're going to win this one. All right, let's get into our quick pick'ems. Let me go ahead and click on that. Just click it. There you go. We got our first set of games and only one dissenter among the ranks. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, sorry. I completely missed the Washington game. There's 2 people picking Washington.
Well, there's the one dissenter, and look, like, I'm trying here.
It's an albatross right in the middle there.
It is, but I'll tell you why, and that's because, one, I don't think the Browns' defense is so good that they can hold the Bengals to 16 points last week. I think that was the Bengals getting in their own way like they always do to start slow with the season.
Did you see Miles Garrett with his shirt off in that press conference?
No, Jess, because I am not the female correspondent of Pop. I'm not looking
No,
at
that's
these
why.
things. I'm watching the game.
We are not staring at their chest.
I think he made the reporters uncomfortable.
I mean,
Just
that's
for-
fine. That's his job. He makes a
You're
ton of
making
money.
me uncomfortable now. Does that help?
If I looked like Miles Garrett and made $1 billion a year or
no.
whatever, I'd have my shirt off all the time. But I'm saying, I think that Jacksonville, they found Travis Etienne looked like the running back they drafted. I don't think the Bengals play well to start the season. So I think this is going to be one of those games where Cincinnati gets in their own way and Jacksonville's able to sneak it out because, again, Cincinnati just gets in their own way in September.
I think with the comments about the Bengals from the Bengals stating that it was a steal because they know that they likely should not have won that game. And yes, I do think that they were underperforming. I think that they're way better than that. But I think that it's going to give them a bit of a kick to get them going faster than they normally do. And they did have some pretty impressive defensive plays. Just, they should not have. It shouldn't have been that close.
There's a comment for you, Jess.
Yes, please.
He looked. I mean, I did not know he looked like that.
And quite frankly, the Washington game, that's an upset for me. I think Green Bay is the better team, but I think Washington they go in there and they get it done. Green Bay high off of that win off of the Lions just fall flat the second week.
I 100%. I agree with your thought on that. Like I went back and forth, and I think I could totally see them just pulling it out this week.
I was honestly really concerned. That was one of the 4 games that I watched during the first slate was the Washington Giants game. And I was surprised that how down to New York's level Washington played in the first half. So I could see that one going either way, but I don't know. Green Bay just looked so dominant last week. It's hard to, again, we talked about known quantities and unknown quantities. Green Bay showed up and said, hey, we're the known quantity this year. Deal with us. And I have a hard time saying no to that.
Yeah.
I think that's what they put on the banners outside FedEx Field is just, we're the known quantity.
All right, next page. All right, next, of course, we have there's not a single difference on this one, and I don't think that anybody would change it.
No, and I'll say, though, the only reason why I'm picking Miami after last week is it's early in the season in Miami, and New England never performs in warm weather down in Miami. That's it.
I will say, and this is going to sound crazy, but I think the Jets are going to be really good if it wasn't the Bills. Or if I didn't just see the Bills come back like they did. Not that I thought that they played like superstars. I think we just played down a little bit. I would be going with the Jets because I do think they're going to look very good.
Agreed.
I think last week was a misnomer. I think it's not going to happen again. Next page. All right, we have 2 people picking the Colts after that impressive win in week 1. So
Less to do with the Colts and more to do with how the offense looked for the Broncos last week against a team that I could see picking in the top 5 again in the Tennessee Titans. I expected a lot more out of the Broncos offense. So until shown better, I'm going to go with the team that looked completely cohesive on all 3 phases of the ball with the Colts.
Yeah, I think the Colts have a lot of good pieces in place. I was also just watching Jonathan Taylor interviews, and I do really like that man. But just watching them, they looked seamless. And I get, the competition, and in this week they're going up against a great defense. But I think if it wasn't for them being so well-rounded on all facets, then this would be a bigger question for me. But I don't know. They looked great.
Yeah, I went back and forth on this one quite a bit, trying to see Broncos didn't perform to expectations, but they've done that how many years in a row, and then usually in the beginning, after a week or two, they kind of even out. They play to the other team a little bit, so they keep it close no matter what. It's never 2 touchdowns. It's never 3 touchdowns. It's always like right up there. So I'm going with Denver mainly because Bo Nix has that experience of a full year. The Colts are under a new QB. Richardson got demoted, so we'll see what happens. But it's going to be an interesting game for sure, I think.
What do you think about this? What do you think about the Ravens game?
Well, I was hoping the Ravens could win, but it didn't end out so well.
Not last week, but this week, think they're going to win?
Yeah.
That's right.
Because there's 5 people you picked Ravens.
That's right. Majority rules. And I think the toughest pick on this sheet was not the Broncos-Colts game. It was the Seattle game. I feel like Seattle might actually go in there and win, but
I agree.
it's in Pittsburgh. Seattle doesn't travel as much as well, so I had to pick Pittsburgh in this.
Yeah,
I think also, like, I'm not a huge Aaron Rodgers fan, but I don't know what to expect with him under Mike Tomlin. You know what I mean? I think that they could pair well, and I think, they will have set this team up to fit whatever style it is he needs. And with Metcalf and a few other options, their running game is decent. So
that was another game where it was like I saw less out of Seattle than I was expecting last week, and I was honestly, frankly, surprised with how well Pittsburgh played, as much as it pains me to say that. But they won based off of the Jets' turnover during the kick return that let them right back in the game. So I'm going with Pittsburgh. Like Sam said, it's at home. Heinz Field, notoriously difficult place to play in. But if they lose this game, I can definitely see some trouble brewing with Aaron Rodgers and their coach. So,
well, and whoever he decides to blame this week.
True, and try and get fired and then get trade for Devontae Adams and bring all his friends back in. And
Yeah.
It's all part of the plan.
Next page. And then, of course, we come to our prime time games. 2 of us think Houston bounces back. 2 people have picked the Chiefs to win.
Well, we already talked about that game.
We did.
Yeah, I like I said, I'm probably going to change that to the Eagles, but
Of course.
I said it though.
I should just hold a pancake in my hand every
Look,
week
Sam,
so
it
that when
takes
Jessica
a
comes, I
lot.
can just she
It
flip
takes a
flop.
lot to be the winner. Okay?
Well, no, see, Sam, you have a pancake in your hand, and when she's coming up for breakfast, and she said she wanted pancakes, by the time she gets there, she's like, "Where's my waffle at?"
Well, you know what? I get to choose because I win.
That's right.
She's not wrong.
Jessica's waffling over here.
But the one game I think we can kind of touch on here is that Houston game, because I think both of these teams did not show any presence of a run game last week, and I
mean, Chubb did okay.
he did okay, and Bucky Irving and Rashad White did okay. Not the type of production, that's the word, that we're looking for out of these 2 teams. So I think it's going to be really interesting for both of them to see what comes out of that. But Baker Mayfield, I mean, he set career yards last year. I think it's just going to be another one of those years where Baker Mayfield is out there being the gunslinger, and I don't know if Houston's defense can keep up with that.
What were you going to say, bud?
I was actually surprised because everyone picked the Vikings.
I kind of am too, with the way that both of those teams played last week. He makes a good point. Quite frankly, Atlanta, I mean, they slept up at the end, and the Vikings, they looked pretty bad for 3 quarters against the Bears. So yeah, good point.
My thing with that too is Michael Penix Jr. I will pronunciate that name for the rest of my life. He didn't find Drake London until almost the 3rd quarter, and that's your number 1 receiving target. You got to find him. So I don't know if it's something that the offensive coordinator needs to get in and flip where he's designing plays. There's a left-handed quarterback now or what, but that's a hard thing to do is when you have a talent like Drake London out there and you're not getting him the ball frequently, it's going to be hard for you to win games.
All right.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
I see what you did there, Sammy.
Blast from the past.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you. Appreciate people jumping in on the live format. Thanks for commenting on it. Keep that conversation going. If you like having a conversation, we have created a Facebook group called Pardon Our Picks. I put the link in the last video. I will put it in the description of YouTube after this goes and YouTube does its thing. So go over there. Request to join. Keep up the conversation. We'll be posting videos on there. We'll be doing shorts on here. So keep up. We're trying to keep up the conversation and see how things go through the week. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know anything you want to see. Yes, we deleted your.
Is it really a fan club? Is it really a fan club? There's only one member.
I'm my number one fan. We will, and anything else I forgot, but Sam stole my thunder. So we will see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. As always, I'm Tarek.
I'm Jessica.
I'm the football jester.
I'm Samuel.
And I'm Sam. And from us, have a great football week.
Bye, guys.
Adios, amigos.